1 p.m. Eastern, Baltimore Ravens 8-9 last year, 3-5 on the road. At New York Jets 14-13, 3-6 at home. We're at MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. Mostly cloudy, 80 Fahrenheit, 6 miles per hour. And the big story here for Jose Bouquet's Jets is that Zach Wilson, who just had knee surgery 3 weeks ago, could be starting. The market tells us that he's not starting. It opened at 5.5 for the Jets. The Jets are now +7. From a total perspective, it opened up at 45. There's been a 3-cent move to the under. It did drop to 44. It was at 44 for, I guess, a day, but it's back at 45. Let's move over to the cash flow, and shout out to Cheshire Cat for that second dono. Thanks for caring about us, my man. It means a ton to us. Let's go over to the cash flow in this Ravens spot here. 29,960 tickets in. 15% of the tickets, 20% of the cash on the Jets. 52% of tickets on the under, but there's no cash for us to talk about here at Sports Insights. So the Ravens were decimated by injuries last season. They were 8-3 before things fell apart. They failed to make the playoffs for the first time since 2017. They fired defensive coordinator Wink Martindale after the season ended. That Baltimore defense ranked 25th in the league last season, allowed the second most yards at 363.4 in the storied franchise history. Well, storied franchise, that's actually bullshit. 26-year history. They replaced Wink with Mike McDonald, who was the defensive coordinator for the Michigan Wolverines last season. They drafted Notre Dame safety Kyle Hamilton, 14th overall, to help the secondary. They still have Lamar Jackson's contract negotiations. I don't know if you would say that's hanging over the squad. He may miss Hollywood Brown and Sammy Watkins, but he has Mark Andrews, who caught for 1,361 yards, 9 touchdowns last year. We talked about whether Zach Wilson is going to go. Is Zach Wilson going to go, or will it be Joe Flacco? The Jets made a lot of noise in the draft. They had 3 first-round draft picks. Cincinnati cornerback Ahmad Sauce Gardner, their top pick at number 4. At number 10, Joe Douglas drafted Ohio State's Garrett Wilson, a wide receiver. At 26, Florida State defensive end Jermaine Johnson. The Jets weren't done either. They opened up day 2, making a big trade to get Iowa State running back Breece Hall. Wilson will have Elijah Moore at wide receiver to help, but the oft-injured Mekhi Becton not going to start the season on the field on the injured reserve. And Joe Douglas was all over the place. Off-season free agents, Laken Tomlinson, Jordan Whitehead, CJ Uzoma, Tyler Conklin, DJ Reed. It's, and then the Ravens running game is dealing with injuries, tons of injuries, as always. J.K. Dobbins, knee injury, doubtful. Gus Edwards dealing with a knee injury. This Jets defense was ranked 29th in rushing yards against, 32nd in rushing touchdowns against. But do the Ravens have the players to take advantage of that? Take it away for us here, Andy, Ravens, Jets.
Yeah, you really, really set me up on a tee there. Like, it's a bad rushing defense. It probably will be a bad rushing defense. It was a roster with a lot of holes, and they tried to address what they can, but it's a multi-year rebuild. And especially you're in the midst of having to evaluate a rookie quarterback. And currently at this point, again, Tuesday night, don't know. It could be Flacco. Honestly, if I'm betting the Ravens, I'd rather see Wilson, especially a Wilson if he's not 100%. Give me that all day long. I think Flacco, having to deal with Flacco here and there without seeing him, week in, week out, even though, there's plenty of tape on the guy, but man, I'd way rather face Wilson, I guess, which doesn't really say much on my opinion for Zach Wilson at this point in his career. He was pretty bad last year. I guess we'll get one more year to evaluate him. The fill-in spots, you talked about Sauce Gardner. Love Sauce Gardner, but I hate rookie cornerbacks. I hate rookie defensive players almost in general. They always seem to struggle, especially in the secondary, to try to acclimate to, NFL speed, NFL schemes, NFL offenses. It's a big ask. So I'm really, really cold on the Jets. That's not like some hot take. Their win total is 5.5. But again, kudos to you guys who bet the Ravens early. Like, if you got a 4.5, 5.5, whatever, it is up to 7. And again, that is a ton of points to lay on the road, especially for a team who has basically no wide receivers. They're going to ask a rookie who was hurt last year pretty much, I want to say like 3/4 of the year, at least half, to be your wide receiver one. And then you have Devin Duvernay's your second. Yeah, again, you have a great tight end. And apparently it doesn't matter who you have at running back. You're just going to make that work with the scheme. And you have a dynamic quarterback who is healthy. He was banged up. He missed part of the year last year. Like, I really think this is a slog where it's like Baltimore wins, like 21-0, just on 3 long drives predicated on running. This could be an ugly one. I want to watch the weather in New York for this one too. If we get any sort of wind, boy howdy, I would like a Raven. Again, it's a road favorite, which is the worst way to go with teasers. But if you miss the best of the number, this is not a bad teaser to have in your pocket if you think anything of this Baltimore Ravens squad. And I do. I think the coaching staff is good. I like the replacement at coordinator. I think this defense is going to step up a little. It's just the really big worry is it's 2022. They're constantly changing rules to make the passing game work better and, result in high scoring games with a lot of passing action. And you don't have any wide receivers. Like, you really, really don't. So this is going to be a Lamar Jackson year, I guess, if you want the Ravens to be good. And yeah, for me, probably a teaser leg.
Well, they're talking about whether it should be a teaser leg in the chat. Slatsy asking you, would you consider the Ravens in a teaser? And the answer is yes. Yeah,
and again, some of that comes down to do I believe in this defense? Do I believe in it? Especially when it's a favorite and you need them they have to win the game by, 1 or more essentially here. Do I believe they're a team that can come back? That's the sketchy part is if things go pear-shaped, they end up down by 10 or something because bad teams end up winning all the time. It's the NFL parity. Lots of things happen. Like, I don't like this kind of team to come from behind because they don't have the passing game to do it. So that's what's scaring me off this. And again, from earlier in the show when I talked about my Rams teaser, there's a different purple team I'm much more excited about putting them with.
I feel like this is just dialing up for an under. If Lamar Jackson can't, what are your expectations of Salah's Jets defense this year in his second year at the helm?
Probably some improvement, but I just don't know if you have, I don't know if you have enough players yet. And again, so it's why you see some of these secondary pieces when they come in as a rookie. It's really hard because everything you do is reactionary. As a wide receiver, go run your routes, make your cuts, make them adjust to you. As a quarterback, go call the plays, run them. Again, I make it sound easy, but being a defensive player as a young man, a rookie in the league, it is very difficult unless you're just a go get 'em pass rusher, like go kill the quarterback. You don't react to anybody. So, I mean, it's tough to say the pieces that they brought in are going to make huge differences. And I get that they went and got some other pieces too, but I just don't see Sauce making a big year one splash. Some of the linebacker they took later in the first round, Jermaine Johnson, same thing. And then I'm not a Breece Hall guy. I don't know. People like him. I'm not keen on him. Although if they force feed him, you can see a bad line, a bad team get yardage. I mean, for fantasy purposes, Najee Harris, like you said earlier, he had 1,600 yards last year. That team wasn't good. They still managed to get him enough yardage. So maybe that's what they do with Breece Hall with a lack of help elsewhere. But I'm kind of out on the Jets, and I'm tentatively hopeful for the Ravens. It feels like they have a smart coaching staff and they know hey, our wide receivers suck. We're not dumb. We have something up our sleeve. So I'm kind of like Cheshire said, it's the most exciting quarterback possibly. What kind of offense are we going to see from this team? So I'm kind of staying away from the Ravens early in the season.
We at Pop Sports Radio are doing our own Cappers contest. $100 entry fee. We will all be competing against each other. Every single cent that's put in will go into the prizes.
You've got 5 picks every week. If you go to pubsportsradio.com, you buy yourself that little ticket that you see on the website right there. Just hit add a cart, you buy the little ticket right there, and after you buy the ticket, you'll get an email with a link and a specific password for you to log in, make your picks, and all that good jam.
So it coincides, of course, with a survivor pool. One pick per week sports survivor pool. That's exciting. We're having a cappers contest, 5 picks against the spread each week, and a survivor contest. We all get to toast the victors and roast the losers. The cappers contest at Pub Sports Radio. All you have to do is go to pubsportsradio.com to sign up.